So, will we have any more musical numbers before the season is done? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to New Panty and Stocking, episode 9. And yeah, last episode was pretty interesting because not only did we have the cussing song, for lack of a better way to put it. I don't know if it has an actual name. Um, but we also had an Inferno Cop reference. And it was very unexpected. And obviously I would say that the musical part was much better than the Inferno Cop part. But both excuse me. Both parts definitely gave something of entertainment. Because I actually saw a video expressing that this season has like kind of gone out of its way to be more creative with a lot of its visuals and a lot of its styles than the original season back in the day. And part of the thing seems to be that the reason why it took so long to get this second season was because of apparently rights issues. Because, like, Gynax had the rights to this, and Gynax was, kind of a sinking ship situation. And so we got season 2 finally because the rights reverted back to Studio Trigger. And that's kind of like the big gist with it. I wonder if that has to do with the reason why we have a new dub and everything as well. If the rights reverting to Studio Trigger, if they like decide to work through Amazon instead to kind of differentiate it in some way. But we can see that they've definitely expanded on the visuals a lot, going with a lot of different new styles, a lot of different new ideas, parodies and whatnot. And that's obviously a really great thing. It allows some really wacky, goofy shenanigans while also being more and more unpredictable. And I can dig that because that fits this show. It fits the style and tone of Panty and Stocking. And so now I'm very curious to see like how they're going to close the season out, because so far like we really haven't been touching on the main like story at all. Not that this show normally would, but we had basically two moments where the main story was actually touched on in this season: the very beginning, and then the first introduction of polyurethane and polyester. And we haven't really gotten main story stuff since. We hadn't gotten anything involving what's his face from last season, the main villain of last season. We haven't gotten anything with that since the first episode. And we haven't gotten anything involving, again, who I assume is Panty and Stocking's father, and then polyurethane and polyester's father, and everything. All the heaven stuff, let's say, since they first debuted. And again, I know that this series is mostly episodic. I know that it's mostly like this crazy, wacky, over-the-top comedy. And that's fine. But as someone who does generally tend to prefer serialized shows for the most part, when you tease me with like an ongoing narrative and then don't really deliver on it forever, it does kind of get me, it gets me a little antsy, let's say. And I want to see more of that. And I'm sure we'll get into it at the end of the season. I'm sure. But you have two plot lines you now have to at least address. And I don't know if they're planning on making any more after this. I don't know if there's like plans for there to be a third season. So I can't really say if like, oh, they could hold off some things until then. I can't say that. Excuse me, sorry for the yawning. I'm freshly awake, let's put it that way. I have not been awake for long today. But yeah. So hopefully we start to touch on things and at least get what wrapped up what we need to get wrapped up in the course of this season. If there is another season, cool. Like I would absolutely welcome a third season. I just don't know if there's going to be at this point. But we'll see. Maybe we'll know by the end of the season if they plan to make another. Maybe it'll end on another cliffhanger and we'll have to wait like another 15 years or something. That would be crazy. But yeah, let's hope for the best and see what this episode gives to us. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I'm not used to... Well, I mean, it's happened before, but considering most of the show isn't like this, I'm not used to this show being wholesome. Like, that was genuinely cute. That was, like, genuinely cute and wholesome. The first two segments weren't even that bad either. We had the first segment with Stocking entering like this, I don't know, like Yu Hakusho level rock, paper, scissors tournament. It reminded me of like the for some reason reminded me of the little mini tournament at Genkai's place. And it was just to get this like this fancy suite, this really rare, fancy, one of a kind. Well, not one of a kind because there were a bunch of them for each winner, but Stocking, I guess, ended up being technically speaking the only loser because it seemed like everyone there, like you win, you get it, and then the losers move on. That's what it seemed like, right? And so Stocking was the only one in the end. Well, no, Stocking won in the end. She beat the ghosts with the help of Polyurethane, who came out of nowhere and then left out of nowhere. But she ended up calling in Gunsmith Bitch, good to see her return, and took out the remaining ghosts, which allowed her to win. But Gunsmith Bitch needed to take the suite as part of the payment because Stocking didn't have enough heaven coins, apparently. And then she didn't even end up liking it and threw it on the ground. So Stocking kind of got, like, really fucked over in that first segment there. It's like, Jesus. It's like, do the writers have something against her? That just seems so kind of cruel. Like, after everything there, it's like she wins, and she doesn't even get to eat the sweet because it's taken from her. It'd be one thing if, like, Gunsmith Bitch had, like, not liked it and given it back to her, but no. She threw it on the ground, just destroyed it. And it's like, oh, all right. Um, but like generally speaking, it wasn't that intense or heavy compared to other episodes. It really didn't go too hard into the language or whatnot. Um, it was a rather tame segment. Our second segment featured the Angel Bros sneaking into Panty and Stocking's place while they're out being distracted by a little trap. Um, so they sneak into the house, not realizing, I guess, that Panty and Stocking live with other people, which would include Garter Belt, I guess technically Brief. Though I would say he doesn't live there, he just kind of acts like he does. But then you have Knee Socks and Scanny as well. Which it's kind of surprising they didn't know that Panty and Stocking lived with at least Garter Belt, but also Scanny and Knee Socks at this point. But either way, they sneak in because they're trying to find Panty and Stocking's weaknesses. Um, Polyester almost gets sexually assaulted by Panty's automatic dildo machine, for lack of a better word. I was trying to think of a way to describe it. I know it's like it's more than that, but still. And then at the end, he's like put in one of Panty's dresses, has his hair styled like her, and Brief comes in and somehow mistakes him for her. It's like, listen, I know he's a femboy. I know they're femboys, but it's like that's a bit much. Like he looks nothing like Panty, even with the hairstyle like that. It's not like they have interchangeable designs or anything. This show actually gives all of its characters very distinct features, which I appreciate. Um, it's you could not like mistake any of them for the other, even if his hair color had been changed to blonde, you couldn't mistake him for her. And not just because watching this, it's like I knew it was him. It's just you couldn't. The facial features are completely different. But anyway, Brief is dumb enough to be able to, I guess. And while zipping up the back of the dress, kind of climaxes, I guess, because we know he has a thing for Panty specifically. Um, Meanwhile, polyurethane it also fell into an automatic machine. This one is automatically feeding him a shit ton of sweets, which he doesn't seem to be as thrilled for as Stocking would be. And he gets mistaken for Stocking by Scanty and Knee Socks, who are, still in their maid outfits and stuff. And in the end, the Poly Bros end up retaining their disguise while, like, just ending up enjoying Garter Belt's cooking. And it's like the fact that none of them recognize that these were the bros is just wild to me. But at least they got to have some good food, I guess, right? Like they were like some like bratwurst burgers or whatnot, which yeah, I've done that kind of thing before. Bratwurst on burger buns, basically. It's that simple. If you don't have like any hot dog buns at the moment or any like sub buns even or something like that, I've done that. And yeah, it's tasty, so um but yeah, so in the end they didn't even care that they failed their mission. They were just enjoying the time they had anyway. But the third segment is definitely the longest of the three here, and I would say the most important of the episode because this one actually gives us some lore. We see a flashback to when Scanty and Nisox were young. Nisox was celebrating her 6th birthday. Scanty is her older sister, but it never has said, I don't think, how much older. Like, I don't think there's ever been any specification of, like, how much older Panty would be than Stocking either. It's probably by, like, maybe a year or two at most. But either way, so it's Nisox's 6th birthday, and Scanty makes a pact with her, basically, to fulfill Nisox's birthday wish and always spend her birthday with her. And so we fast forward to the current day, and Nisox is upset because Scanty's nowhere to be found. It's currently, as we end up finding out at the end, her 666th birthday. So it's been 660 years since then, which, that's wild. They try to equate it to a Sweet 16 because, you know, the entire idea of a Sweet 16 being an important birthday. But it's like, for multiple reasons, that doesn't track. I think they're just trying to, like, make a joke about that, but it's not equivalent. And yeah, Panty, since she's around and Stocking's apparently not, decides to kind of take on the role of big sister for Nisox during her birthday and actually show her, you know, a lot of respect and care. Like, she gets Nisox all dialed up, they go to a dance, and they even share a dance together. And it's like, are we supposed to be shipping this? Are we supposed to ship Panty and Nisox? Then should we be shipping Scanty and Stocking as well? Like, I've never really thought about shipping these characters that much. It's just not really a thing that's crossed my mind. But, you know, I guess we could. But it's like, because it's like, here, the thing is, I know this was obviously based on, like, cheesy rom-com films and everything, but the way that scene was before the ghost appeared and everything, um, like with Panty, you know, taking her glasses off and sticking them in her cleavage for some reason, but then also, like, the way they were dancing and they talking to each other and looking at each other, it's like, this is aggressively romantic. Like, why is this so romantic? Why are we, like... It, like I said in the reaction, it was weird because Panty was still calling herself Big Sis to her. Because she was trying, you know, in a way to take over Scanty's role. Since Scanty wasn't around for some reason, which we find out at the end why. But at the same time, it's like, this feels like it's meant to be, like, shipping them. And I feel like the show's creators and writers wanted to just joke around with that because, you know, the fans will ship anything. So it's like, why not just do kind of the same thing here? Why not just get ahead of the game and ship the characters, like, canonically? I'm not against it, though, because it was actually really fucking cute. And it's just like, I'm kind of into this. I was not expecting that, but I'm kind of into it. But the ghost appears, apparently it's a ghost of, like, people who... or a person, I guess, who was rejected from going to the dance and was, like, jealous, and it was like a ghost of hierarchy because nerds are at the bottom of the social hierarchy and stuff, I guess. And it's just, it eats polyester and polyurethane who come in because they're there. They're off the clock, but they don't even try to dodge the ghost. So they're eaten, and we're led to believe that this ghost's regenerative powers are because of that. But we actually find out later it's actually because the ghost has already eaten Panty and not Panty, Stocking and Scanty. So it already got the regenerative powers from, you know, from that. It wasn't actually the bros. Now, I don't know if, like, eating the bros, like, enhanced the regenerative powers, but, like, it already had gained that because, it already ate those with regenerative powers. So that was pretty interesting as a twist. But we get to see, like, Panty and Nisox both try to take it down. Panty ripping off her dress and just revealing her ass and pussy to everyone. And it's just like, oh, okay, you're just going to bear it all. Also, the show is going to show it. Like, we've seen plenty of asses, but, oh, it showed the pussy again. It's like, I don't think it's shown that since, like, episode 1, unless I'm mistaken. And in episode 1, it was mostly in a cube form. And I know it's, like, not detailed or anything, but still. It's like, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. It's like, tits are one thing. But to show that, it's like, damn, you're just, okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain. But she's realizing she hasn't worn any panties, and so she's kind of useless in this fight. So Nisox has to take over. Nisox joins the fight, not able to do much because of the regenerative abilities, and her glasses end up getting broken, destroyed even, which causes her to rage out even more. And in the end, they basically have to, I believe, work together. Let me just make sure on this. Yep, I went a little too far. Yeah, because Nisox is fighting, and then Brief comes in and throws the panties to Panty, and they're able to finish it off with precision, which allows them to get everybody out who had already been, eaten. Which includes Scanty and Stocking, and proving that that Scanty had not forgotten about Nisox's birthday. She was just, eaten. But she had gotten a present, which ended up being new glasses, because apparently the glasses that Nisox had were the same ones from her 6th birthday. She had just been wearing the same glasses all that time. And while they would have worked, they definitely would not work as well at that point. And definitely wouldn't be in the best condition. So getting brand new glasses would definitely help. So yeah, that was rather wholesome and cute, and ended with Panty doing a Breakfast Club reference. It was a genuinely cute episode, and we actually saw, like, these characters start to genuinely strongly bond. And we know that the Demon Sisters have been, like, kind of on Panty and Stocking's side here. And they've been, like, working together and stuff. But, like, this is, like, different. Again, outside of just even the shipping, it's like there was a real bond forged there between Panty and Nisox. Like, a genuinely real bond. And that's pretty wild, because I wonder if that's going to mean something come whatever the finale of this is going to end up being. Are the Demon Sisters going to end up, like, completely siding with the Anarchy Sisters? Are they going to, like, see themselves as friends at this point? Because I would welcome the hell, pun intended, I would welcome the hell out of that. I think that would be, like, really cool. And the thing is, I almost feel like it would even be really well worked up to, because after all their interactions in season 1 and all, and now that they're living together and working together to take down ghosts and on even, like, minor issues and stuff, I think that's like a really cool idea that they're actually like bonding and becoming genuine friends. And if this does have repercussions and everything in the future, I think that would be even better because that would allow for, real good character growth, which I'm always all about. So I think this episode was like really good, on top of being really cute and sweet and shippy. But I also see just a lot of value in it for the future. And hopefully, oh, excuse me, hopefully it capitalizes on that. So, for now, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of New Panty and Stocking. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See you all next time.